Our first meeting with the Chicago Bears this season ended in a 31-28 victory, in which we held on for the win despite 14 fourth quarter points from the Bears. That was a game that Justin Fields was nearly perfect, completing 34 of 39 passes for 334 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he's a big reason why the Bears are still relevant in a very competitive NFC North. They're just 2 games behind us, and we're playing them on a short week this week. Turnovers have been a problem for us already this season, and veteran left tackle Taylor Decker has played enough of these Thursday night games to know that mental errors and other mistakes can creep in when a team hasn't had enough time to rest or recover from their previous game. Given how close the game was the last time we played the Bears, it's important that we focus on ball security this week. So that is our goal for a game against Chicago. As we get some upgrades here before we hit the field, Jeff Okudah gets a nice upgrade. He's now 85 overall, while we continue to focus on run stopper upgrades for Deshaun Hand. I've been trying to get him on the field more consistently in our 3-4 set to help with our run defense. D'Angelo Carmichael also gets an upgrade. He's now an 87 overall with a +1 boost. But he also dislocated his shoulder in practice this week and has been ruled out of today's rematch against Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. So we will once again ask George Towns and a bunch of depth players such as Sean Dean Hamilton and Tyreek Buchanan to fill the void left by D'Angelo Carmichael, as we try and put some distance between ourselves and the rest of the NFC North. It's divisional games like this one that can be very important in the standings, as Jack Fox gets us underway. Week 12, the kick is a few yards deep in the end zone where Dave Goodrich will take a knee. So the Chicago offense will start from their own 25. 18 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions on the season for Justin Fields, but only 2,300 yards passing, which is good for 28th in the league. By and large, this is a Chicago offense that struggled to move the ball and has struggled to score points. But they're also facing the league's worst rushing defense, playing without their top defender in D'Angelo Carmichael. It's David Montgomery up in the middle, and very quickly the Bears are approaching midfield. Another second down handoff to Montgomery won't get as much. Now 3rd and 5 from the 46. Fields in the shotgun. He will throw for this one, and he's got Goodrich over the middle, who gets a block, hits the gas, and he is gone. 54 yards to the house. And just like that, the Bears have taken an early 7-0 lead. Zone coverage backfires that time, as there's no one close to Dave Goodrich when he makes that reception. So Bob Harrison will have to start his day playing from behind. 22 touchdowns, 14 picks on the season. He's closing in on 2,700 yards on the year. He will come out in a pistol on 2nd and 8 from his own 27, and Harrison will head to the air. There's a short pass to the right side, 5 yards to TJ Hawkinson to make it 3rd and 3. Harrison again in the pistol, and this time his pass is knocked away by Khalil Mack. So the Lions go 3 and out on their opening drive. 7-0 Chicago. They'll start their second drive from their own 18. And once again, it's David Montgomery leading the way for this offense. Already 28 yards on just 4 carries after that gain of 9. And it's 2nd and 1. Fields to throw. He's got Mooney on the slant, and now it's a foot race. And Tracy Walker trips him up awkwardly at the 32-yard line. It's another long catch and run, as that one was nearly taken to the house. 1st and 10 Chicago at the 32. Single high safety look for the Lions, RPO, and now Fields pulls it back, and he is taken down for a loss of 2. Chauncey Barker and Dalton Logan combine on that sack. So the Lions have another opportunity to get up the field here. 3rd and 3, 1 play later. Justin Fields to pass forward, and he's got Allen Robinson open inside the 15 down to the 12. Fields is 4 of 4 for a $117 on the day. He's got Chicago inside the red zone here. 1st and 10. Handoff Montgomery, and he is tackled down at the 8, gain of 4. Chicago looking to go up 2 scores here. 2nd and 6. Fields again to pass. There's a short pass to DeMarco, who breaks 1 tackle and is taken down at the 5. 3rd and 3. Bunch formation on the left side. Single wide receiver on the right. Fields against a 4-man rush, will escape the pocket and lunges forward for the first. A Herculean effort from Justin Fields makes it goal to go from the 1. Fields back to pass, he will tuck and run, and he is in for the score. He's got a passing touchdown and now a rushing touchdown, and the Bears lead 14-0 here in the first quarter. Justin Fields picking up right where he left off against us back in week 4, accounting for a large chunk of their offensive production here as the Lions go back to offense. 2nd and 8 from their own 28. Hairston just gets this one away, finds Deshaun Peoples, who fights his way through a couple of tackles and picks up 1 yard. 3rd and 7. TJ Hawkinson slot right through receivers left for Hairston. 4-man rush. Here comes Khalil Mack, but Harrison gets it away downfield where Christian Kirk hauls it in for a gain of 39. The big play the Lions needed to get some momentum back on their side has them inside field goal range here. 1st and 10 from the 32, and they'll go back to the ground game. Jamal Williams into the teeth of the Chicago defense for a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Harrison to the air once again. He wants Allen, and Allen wants the touchdown. He climbed the ladder and hauled that one in, and the Detroit Lions are on the board. Right over the top of Eddie Jackson. It's a 5-play, 74-yard drive to cut the Chicago lead in half. 14-7 Bears, 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the first quarter, and it's Justin Fields picking up where he left off. That is 3 straight rushes in a row for the young quarterback, and that will make it 3rd and 5. Justin in the shotgun, single high safety look for the Lions. Fields will try to escape, but he's tracked down by Devin Woodson for the sack. And the Detroit defense comes up big to force a 3 and out. 1st and 10 from their own 35. Here goes DeAndre Swift, and this game is turning around a little bit. Swift's first carry picks up 15, and the Lions are already at midfield here. It's been an action-packed first quarter. We're inside the 1-minute mark, and there's Deshaun Peoples across the middle for a gain of 9. Harrison starting 6 of 7 for 82 yards and a score. 2nd and 1, and Harrison will once again head back to the air, and he wants it all. Peoples, touchdown! 41 yards, and the Lions have tied the game. What a turnaround here in Detroit, as now it's the Lions who have scored 14 unanswered. Deshaun Peoples showcasing his speed there to get behind the coverage, as we've seen 4 touchdowns scored here in the first quarter. So we are right back where we started, basically a 0-0 game. 17 seconds to go in the first. Fields from an empty set. He'll take off and run. Stiff-arming George Towns. He's tackled after a gain of 5, as he has shown a willingness to tuck the ball and run here early on in this one. 5-man rush on 2nd down. He will run again, and he will be very close to the first down marker, 3rd and inches. Fields in the shotgun, and he will pass. Short throw over the middle. There's Cole Kmet to the 41, and it's a 6 of 7 start for Justin Fields, as neither offense has had much difficulty moving the ball through the air. On a 2nd down pass, there is Darnell Mooney to the outside, working against Jeff Okudah. It's a 1st down, and the Bears are inside Detroit territory. Another blitz from the Lions, and again it backfires. Kmet over the middle, down to the 24. It's a gain of 21. Those short to intermediate throws have been very effective for the Bears early on in this one, as the Lions have started crowding the box here, and they will bring a safety down on 3rd and 1. 3 receivers left for Fields. He fires over the middle, and there is Dave Goodrich inside the 10 down to the 8. Fields 9 of 10 on the day. It's goal to go Chicago as they look to retake the lead. Fields in the shotgun. He will pass for it. Now he'll tuck and run, breaking a tackle, and he is in for the touchdown. Detroit thinks he is down, but he did extend the ball across the plane, and his second rushing score puts Chicago on top 21-14. So out comes Bob Harrison. He's had a pretty strong start to today's game as well. 7 of 8 for 123 yards and 2 scores. It's 1st and 10 from his own 25. 4-man rush. Harrison floats it for Darby, who turns upfield and picks up 11 yards and the first. Detroit favoring its air attack against the likes of Roquan Smith, who's been a monster in the running game and pretty much swallows up one side of the field. There he tracks down Swift after a gain of 7. And out comes J.J. Dunlap. He cuts to the left, has some speed, and looks to turn the corner. He's taken down, but not after he picks up 20 yards on the ground to put the Lions across midfield. 1st and 10 from the 37. Play action for Harrison, rolls to his right, buys some more time, fires downfield, and Hawkinson has it at the 3. Hawkinson found the hole in the coverage vacated by the cornerback, who dropped deep to cover Deshaun Peoples and picks up 34 yards. It's goal to go Detroit. Harrison in the shotgun, 3 receivers. Pass is caught. Touchdown Keegan Darby, as Harrison has 3 passing touchdowns in the first half. What a performance by this Detroit passing game, as they have once again tied the game 21-21. We've got a high-scoring affair here in Detroit. 42 first-half points between these two teams, as the Lions sack Fields once again. It's a loss of just 1, but Romeo Okwara and George Towns combine to contain Justin Fields. 3rd and 7. Fields in the shotgun, blitz is broad, and the pressure forces an incomplete pass. Detroit's defense holds again, and now with 4 minutes to go, they have a chance to take the lead for the first time all game. Swift tries the left side on 2nd and 4. He won't get far. It's 3rd and 4. Harrison out of the shotgun, fires over the middle. There's T.J. Hawkinson to the 49. 1st down Detroit. Harrison 11 of 12 on the day with 3 touchdown passes. Cover 0 for the Bears. They bring up blitz, but Harrison counters. There's Deshaun Stevenson up the right sideline, and he's finally knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line, as Harrison crosses 200 passing yards in the first half. And they will just keep going back to the air. There's T.J. Hawkinson with a 3rd down conversion. Roquan Smith just a step too late to knock that ball incomplete. As we approach a 2-minute warning here, 2nd and 10 from the 15. Deshaun Stevenson on the inside handoff. He will make it 3rd and short as we do reach the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 3. Harrison against a 4-man rush. Stevenson is wide open on the wheel route. And the Lions have scored 4 first-half passing touchdowns. That is a new career high for Bob Harrison, as his previous best, I think, was 3. As we still have 2 more quarters of football to play, and if Justin Fields has anything to say about it, it's going to be a competitive game here. Despite the impressive display from our own offense, Chicago scored 3 touchdowns of their own. And Justin Fields is having another good day against us. There's another catch for Kmet as Fields approaches 200 yards through the air. First and 10 from the 44, Fields to pass. He will tuck and run. Escaping the pocket, he slides down right at midfield. 7 carries and 2 touchdowns on the day for Justin Fields. He'll head to the air on 2nd and 4, floats it outside. There's Cole Kmet down to the 34, and that is where Chicago will take their first time out. 28-21 with 1:01 to go in the second quarter. Fields in the shotgun, 2 deep safeties for the Lions. 4-man rush. Fields is patient, and this time he finds his tight end over the middle for a gain of 6. 56 seconds to go as the Bears are just 28 yards away from tying up this one. Fields back to pass. He fires short. There is David Montgomery to the 23. He's tackled in bounds, and the clock will continue to run. Fields now over 200 yards to the air. First and 10. Clock inside 30 seconds. Fields to the outside. There is Allen Robinson inside the 10 down to the 8. And with 11 seconds to go, the Bears spend their third and final timeout. Chicago now unable to stop the clock. They'll have to take shots of the end zone as Fields rolls to his left and fires for Robinson, who hauls it in for the score. We've got a quarterback duel here in Detroit, everybody, as the Lions and the Bears are tied at 28 heading into halftime. Both quarterbacks with 4 total touchdowns on the day. It's anyone's game right now as we preview some other matchups coming up this week. The Packers will take on the Saints, who we play next week, while the Vikings will square off against the Atlanta Falcons in their Sunday afternoon game. But here in Detroit, we are deadlocked after 2. Over 600 yards of combined offense, as both offenses have moved the ball more or less at will. And this game might be decided by whoever makes the first play on defense. Justin Fields, 16 of 18 for 240 yards and 2 scores. Bob Hairston, 14 of 17 for 218 and 4 touchdowns. It's a perfect first half for the second-year signal caller, as Fields has showcased his dual threat versatility in this one, but it's the Lions who will start the second half with the football. First and 10 from their own 25. They'll run away from Roquan Smith once again. It's a gain of 5 for DeAndre Swift. 2 tight ends on the field, Harrison under center. And they will run up the gut this time, and a painful tackle that draws a flag. Akeem Hicks with the face mask will tack 15 yards onto the end of that run and will give the Lions a new set of downs. First and 10 from their own 48. Jason Kabinda in the game. It's a touch pass to Deshaun Peoples, who has the edge. Green in front, sprinting down the right sideline. Stays in bounds, reaches for the pylon. It's a touchdown. And there's a flag on the play. Christian Kirk pleading his case, but an illegal block in the back will wipe the touchdown off the scoreboard. What an effort by Deshaun Peoples, reaching out the football and knocking aside the pylon, but it will back the Lions up to the 20. Now 2nd and 8 from the 18. Harrison throws short for Hawkinson, who didn't get much, and there's another flag on the play. This time they got Blake Culp for holding. He's got his hands full with Khalil Mack, and it's 2nd and 18. DeAndre Swift, the lone back, Harrison under center. He rolls to his right and will tuck and run, sprinting inside the 15. He slides down at the 12. It's 3rd and 3. Hard count from Harrison. Nobody jumps. Swift gets the call, and he is denied. Nick Kwiatkowski with the stop. It's 4th and inches, and the offense will stay on the field. Jason Kabinda and Jamal Williams in the game. Williams plows ahead. Tackled at the 3. It's goal to go. And Williams stays on the field. He'll try the left side, and he will power his way into the end zone for the go-ahead score. Spike that football. The Lions are up 35-28, and now they dab, reminiscent of the taunt from earlier from the Chicago sideline. Now Detroit's defense tasked with holding on 1st and 10, and Montgomery is met in the backfield. Will Harris, the first one there, 2nd and 13. Fields retreats to the shotgun 4-man rush, tries to escape the pocket, and Romeo Okwara sacks him for a loss of 4. It's 3rd and 17. 2 deep safeties for the Lions. Fields back to pass. Pocket collapsing, and he's sacked again. Romeo Okwara, 2.5 sacks on the day as Detroit's defense brings down Justin Fields for the 5th time. Great field position here as the Lions head back to their ground game. There's an empathetic tackle by Bradley Roby, stopping Swift at the line of scrimmage, and it's 3rd and 10. Harrison from the shotgun, well protected, fires downfield, and Dexter Allen has it at the 6. Every time they've needed a big play, they've gotten one from this passing offense. Goal to go Detroit. Empty set for Hairston. Fires over the middle. Christian Kirk has it. That is 5 passing touchdowns on the day for Bob Hairston and a 2-touchdown lead for the Lions. 42-28. I don't know if I'll have any voice left by the end of this game. There's still 4.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and neither team is done making plays. There's a nice gain of the middle by David Montgomery. Now 2nd and 2 from their own 48. Darnell Mooney on the slant. Chicago right back inside Detroit territory as Fields crosses 250 yards through the air. And he is not done throwing, but he will tuck and run on 1st and 10, but he's sacked. Devin Woodson and Romeo Okwara combined for the sack. It's 2nd and 11, and Fields heads under center. Detroit brings pressure, play action, Fields. George Towns wasn't fooled, and the ball comes out, but only a very heads-up play by Cody Whitehair will save the turnover. It's 3rd and 22. Safeties back off. Fields heaves it downfield, and that's hauled in. Allen Robinson inside the 15 to the 11. A catch between 2 defenders gives the Bears new life, and they're quickly inside the 10 here. 2nd and 3 from the 4, and Khalil Herbert will punch this one in from 4 yards out to cap off an 8-play, 77-yard drive to make it 42-35. And as you can see from these numbers, the Bears have slowed down our rushing attack. Can we continue to move the ball on the ground? We're certainly going to try. Here goes DeAndre Swift up the left side for a gain of 10. He's averaging just over 5 yards per carry. Now 2nd and 10 from the 37. They'll bring back J.J. Dunlap, and he finds the edge, falling ahead to the 49. Another nice carry for the 2nd-year back. Puts the Lions inside Chicago territory, and there's another catch for Christian Kirk, fighting ahead to the 36. 1st and 10. We're still not out of the 3rd quarter, and once again DeAndre Swift will try the left side, but this time Chicago is ready for it. It's another tackle for loss by Cody Barton to take us to the 4th quarter, with the Lions clinging to a 7-point lead and facing a 3rd and 12. Deshaun Stevenson in motion. Harrison hesitates and fires that direction. Stevenson tackled after maybe a gain of 2. Putting the Lions on the edge of field goal range here. This would be a 53-yard attempt for Austin Seibert, and he splits the uprights. Nothing quite like kicking inside a dome to make your job easier. It's an 11-point lead in a 2-score game once again. Feeling the pressure, Justin Fields will take off, and this time he invites contact. 5 more yards to his already impressive total as he's used his legs quite effectively, and this time he opens up the passing lane to David Montgomery, crossing 300 yards through the air. 1st and 10 Chicago from their own 45. 4-man rush. Fields is protected. He's got Cole Kmet down to the 37-yard line. What a day for Justin Fields. There is still plenty of time for the Bears to get back into this one. 1st and 10. There's a laser to the outside. It's another catch for Darnell Mooney right at the marker. Call it 2nd and inches. Fields is willing this Chicago team back into the game here. 2nd and inches. He takes off again. And he looks like he's lost a step here, doing everything for the Bears. This meant that he has very little left in the tank. He escapes to the right side on 1st down, loses the football. Buchanan recovered, and he's got nothing but green in front. No one will catch him, and Detroit's defense pads the lead. A scoop and score for the rookie as George Chowns forced his 2nd fumble of the day, and this time the bounce goes Detroit's way. So despite a perfect day through the air for Justin Fields, his only mistake might be his biggest, as now the Bears are staring at a 17-point deficit, and George Chowns is making more plays, deflecting the pass with a hit to force 3rd and 10. There's a throw to the outside, and Mooney stretches ahead for the 1st down. How many more plays does Justin Fields have left in him? 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Firing short, there's Kmet turning upfield, and he is wrapped up, but not before he moves the sticks. 373 passing yards for Justin Fields. 4.5 minutes to go. They'll set up the screen. This is caught. Turning upfield. The catch turns into another Chicago 1st down. 4 minutes to go. Facing a 3rd and 4 bunch formation to the right. 5-man rush. Fields will tuck and run. He breaks another tackle, and he's taken down at the 10. He's superhuman. I don't know what to say. The only thing he might be defeated by is time. There's just 3.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, and it's a 3-score game as Chauncey Barker is back again. It's another sack for the Lions, who have dropped Fields 9 times in this one. 3rd and 9. Fields, hands off. Why would you take the ball out of his hands on 3rd down with how he's played today? I know it's 4-down territory, but that is inexcusable. 4th and 7. Fields to the end zone, and it's out of bounds. So the Lions defense holds and forces the turnover on downs. So the Lions will get the ball back and will try to run out the rest of this clock. And the Bears have moved Khalil Mack over to the left side where we've been running all day. Great adjustment there, and it rewards them with a 3rd and 7. Blitz is brought. Harrison's protected. He finds Keegan Darby for the 1st. 26 yards later, the Lions will clinch the game. With that conversion there, Chicago waves the white flag, will not spend any of its timeouts, as the Lions come away with a 52-35 victory. And my voice is just about gone. What a highlight-filled game here. Wow! We were treated to a true quarterback duel as Justin Fields and Bob Harrison went toe-to-toe in this one. Look at these numbers. These are video game numbers right here. Fields 24 of 38 for almost 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. Harrison 19 of 26 for 305 and a career best 5 passing touchdowns. Big plays galore on both sides of the ball. Both offenses left it all on the field. Both teams also threw the ball a lot more than they ran it. DeAndre Swift led both teams with just 14 attempts, and Justin Fields' 10 rushing attempts were all a result of him taking off and scrambling. He was also sacked 9 times in today's game. He got hit a lot in today's game, and that had to have been a factor in that 2nd fumble. That was really the deciding momentum shift in today's game. The Bears were likely going to cut into our 10-point lead, and it ended up being a 17-point deficit when the dust cleared on that play. But what really made this game fun for me was just seeing our passing offense come alive. That touchdown pass to Deshaun Peoples at the end of the first quarter was the kind of deep shot that I've missed throwing all series. Usually it's Christian Kirk that's wide open down the field on a fly route and I just miss him. But it was nice to see our wide receivers get behind the defense. Harrison made some really nice throws. Dexter Allen had one of the best catches of his career to open up the scoring for us, as we just had big play after big play through the air, which helped us dig out of our early 2-touchdown deficit and turn the game around. We didn't exactly do a great job against their short and intermediate passing offense, and we did give up a 3rd and 22. But anytime you sack the quarterback 9 times, there's going to be some good to come out of your defensive film study. There were a couple of standout performances on this team. You saw Tracy Walker with 16 tackles to lead both teams, Romeo Okwara with 3 sacks, and George Towns had 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 passes defensed on the day. Our front 7 honestly played pretty well. They definitely had the bulk of our defensive highlights in today's game as our passing defense struggled. Jeff Okuda in particular, I felt really struggled against Darnell Mooney, who had 7 catches for over 100 yards on the day. We tried jamming Chicago's receivers a few times at the line of scrimmage, especially on short passing downs, and that didn't really seem to work. Mooney's pretty good at getting off the line, and Okuda was far behind him on more than 1 reception. But a win is a win, and pass defense hasn't been our main problem all season. It's really been our rushing defense that has struggled. If you look at the numbers, we've got one of the best pass defenses in the league. So I'm not too worried about 1 or 2 games going against us in that category, especially when our own passing offense moves the ball so well. In the past, we have struggled to win high-scoring games like this one, so it was nice to see the offense dig deep and make the plays needed to not only come back from an early deficit, but play well enough to win. We played mistake-free football today, and only a couple of penalties marred our otherwise really solid offensive effort. Players like Deshaun Peoples have really elevated the play of this offense, and I'm hopeful that we can keep this momentum going forward over the final few weeks of the season as we push for a playoff berth to defend our Super Bowl title, as we will definitely get a boost from our successful goal this week. Every offensive player gets 2,500 experience as well as plus 10 morale, which is huge in this game and at this point in the season. And that means there are a lot of upgrades for us to go through. Oh man, I even edited some of them out because they were like practice squad players and such, getting a bunch of experience and having multiple upgrades in some cases. But I tried to keep it to the main suspects you see on screen. Quan Sandridge, Jason Kabinda, JJ Dunlap's looked really good in limited touches this season. He's now 70 overall with a +1 boost. Emmett Wheeler hasn't seen the field very much, but when we've got the playmakers that we do have, there's no pressure for him to play right away. Blake Culp has filled in admirably at right tackle. He faced off against Khalil Mack today and largely kept Bob Harrison clean over the games he was thrust into the starting lineup. Kyrie Hughes continues to fly under the radar. He's an excellent blocking tight end who's playing well above his ratings in that category. Not quite sure what it is, but he always seems to be making the right play. And we will welcome back Penei Sewell next week. This is actually next week on the screen. You can see he's no longer injured. Dexter Allen has been really good again this year. He had a great catch today that helped us get on the board and really helped turn the game around with his deep threat ability. Jamal Williams, I can't say enough good things about what he brings as a change of pace back in this offense. He's converted so many short yardage plays. And Bob Harrison had his best game as a pro. He's not an elite quarterback at this stage in his career, but he's only 22 years old, and as we saw today, he's capable of taking over a game. We've seen that from him in spurts in the past, but it hasn't been as consistent as it was today, and that's a big reason why we were able to win. Jonah Jackson and Randall Barrow have both played quite well, I'd say. Barrow has had his growing pains, but he's becoming a more rounded blocker at this stage in his rookie season. Keegan Darby has not needed to be Superman for our offense. He's still been a really reliable deep threat. And of course, TJ Hawkinson, who has been Mr. Reliable at the tight end position since this series began. Finally, we swept the NFC Player of the Week awards in Week 12. Bob Harrison and George Towns both being recognized for their games against the Bears. They led us to victory, plain and simple, as we head into Week 13 on the road. And this is a game I've had circled on my calendar, so to speak, since the schedule dropped. It's Bob Harrison versus Nate Davis in a potential playoff preview. Now, if you remember, Nate Davis and Bob Harrison both went to Florida. They were both drafted in the first round in the first offseason of our series, and Nate Davis beat out Bob Harrison for NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year last season. Experts are split as to who has been the better quarterback since they were drafted. It's time to settle that debate once and for all. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and like always, I'll catch you next time.